What's up, everybody? This is Jose with Oakland Latinos Unidos, aka Oakland Latinos United, the voice of the Latino community in the Bay Area, California, YouTube, and beyond. Well, I'm on here with a new video for you guys to enjoy, and today's video is about a number of recent videos that have surfaced on the internet showing young African American teenagers or black teenagers attacking Mexican or Latino street vendors. It seems like most of these videos, I believe they're in Southern California. I don't think they're like in the Bay Area or the Central Valley. And also, a video surfaced about a month and a half ago where it shows a young Asian, older Asian, elderly Asian man being attacked by a group of young black teenagers in Hunters Point in San Francisco. And I want to talk a little bit about these incidents and give my 2 cents about it. So here's one of the videos.
Mingo, how much? You dropped your money.
Now at 11, a discuss.
So that was a video
Watch again. Here is a man
of
eggs and
a group of black teenagers who threw an egg at a Latino guy who was selling masks on the street. And I actually have seen men or Latinos selling masks on the streets because of the pandemic. Here's another video that I believe is in South Central or Compton or Watts or somewhere in that part of Los Angeles of an elotera or a elote seller, or in English, a corn seller, which you see many of them vending in Mexican and even black neighborhoods in California. It's not uncommon. Okay, so apparently it looks like this group of teenagers robbed this lady. Here's another video. So these dudes, it looks like apparently they might have slapped this guy and maybe stole those raspados. Raspados are icing, they put fruit on them. I don't know if they paid for it or not, but they slapped the guy, which is not cool either. And here's the video in San Francisco.
You hear this, nigga? Get your fucking ass.
Man, hey, go get your kids, man. Go get your kids, man. Go get your kids, man. Don't be scared, man. Go get your kids.
Go get your fucking kids. Oh, yeah. He just robbed your dumb ass.
Go get the kids.
He said, get the fuck off of him. Get your bitch ass. He said, get the fuck, nigga.
You better go get your kids.
That nigga made a good honey.
Nigga. He don't want to hit him up. They all his kids. Huh? Go get your shit. Hell 9 helping this nigga. I hate Asians, nigga.
You me? He ain't playing. Go back and get his money.
So that was the one in San Francisco where a group of young black teenagers or young black men, it looked like, robbed and assaulted a elderly Asian man over some cans. So what is my 2 cents on these videos? Well, for one, I don't excuse the behavior of any of these videos. I don't tolerate that kind of behavior. And I think people should be called out on it when it does happen. I think we shouldn't stay silent, and we shouldn't let these things, go on like it's all good. Because for one, if anyone that was Latino was doing that to black people, the black community would say that we're racist, that we hate black people, and you know how it goes. The same thing with Asians. When Asians act intolerant towards blacks, same thing. So I think that it's up to the Asian community to call out the black community for what happened in that video, because that was pretty fucked up. He's an old elderly man, and they're saying they hate Asians and laughing about it and mocking them. I mean, I'm pretty sure the black community wouldn't want to see a group of Asians do that to an elderly African American man picking cans or something like that. So, That's not cool. Same thing with the vendors. The vendors are out there struggling just like you, man. They're out there selling. They're very common in Oakland and Richmond, in San Francisco, in the Mission District, in San Jose. You see them in almost every barrio or even hood in California, in LA as well. And it's no surprise that people have robbed them and took advantage of them in the past. I've known plenty of them that have told me they've been robbed or been assaulted. And sometimes they're even assaulted and robbed by other Latinos. So I'm not even going to act like Latinos and Chicanos haven't been guilty of assaulting and robbing Latino street vendors. The problem with these videos is that these videos are being posted as a way to mock these people, a way to show that they ain't shit and we're going to bully them. They're immigrants. They're beneath us. And that's not the message I don't think should be sent, especially coming from the black community. It is a community that has suffered a lot of discrimination, racism, colonialism in this country. It really, to me, I call out the black community in these instances sometimes because they do complain a lot about racism and inequality and racism and all the bad stuff that has happened. And for them to act like that towards other people of color is pretty hypocritical. And for people to not call it out and make excuses like, oh, Mexicans are racist, oh, Latinos are racist towards us, oh, Asians are racist towards us, they follow us around in their stores, it's just plain and simply an excuse. It's an excuse because it doesn't solve anything, it doesn't help anything, it's just an excuse. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, yes, there are Latinos, Mexicans, and Chicanos who tend to be racist and discriminatory against black people. They do exist. It's not all. You can't make a blanket statement and say it's all, because that would be like saying that all black people are intolerant, or all black people are lazy, or all black people are criminals. It would be the same as saying that. So you can't say, oh, but there are Latinos who are racist out there, who are intolerant, and they should be called out for it. And I call them out all the time. You know what I mean? I don't accept that, nor do I tolerate it. Are there Asians who are rude? Are there Asians who maybe are racist? Are there Asians who look down on people of color, black and brown? Yes, they exist. I've been followed around in stores too. I've been in a couple of Asian stores where I've been followed around and I've been looked at like I'm not welcome there. You know what I plain and simply do? I just do not go back to those stores. And I don't give them my business. I don't make the excuse, oh, well, one Asian guy followed me, so therefore all Asian people hate brown people, because that's not true. I know plenty of Asians that are my homies, and I don't have a problem with them, and they don't have a problem with me. It's funny. A lot of these incidents happen in LA, and I know that in Los Angeles, there's something in their water. I don't know what's wrong with Southern California, but there's a big disconnect between the black and brown community. Compared to the Bay Area or Northern California, it's really big out there where blacks and Latinos just have a messed up coexistence. I think a lot of it has to do with gangs. And videos like this are only going to trigger more gangbangers and gangsters to want to fight each other and go after black or brown people. And at the end of the day, that doesn't solve anything. Because, like I said, we're not each other's enemies. We have bigger problems to worry about. We have a disease that's killing people. We're all quarantined. The economy is going down the drain. Work is drying up. And just there's just a lot of problems out there. And what we need to be is together and united as people, regardless of color, to see how we can overcome this. Not fighting each other over scraps and creating race wars and intolerance, because that's not going to help. That's not going to solve anything. Now, there are African Americans out there who have spoken out about this. I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube. I've seen plenty of videos on Instagram where I've seen some African Americans speak out about the anti-Asian racism that's been going on by blacks, against Asians, like the case with the old man. Also, there have been some incidents in New York and in other cities where blacks have attacked Asians. A couple of them, they were saying, oh, you have the coronavirus or whatever. That kind of stuff is not to be tolerated by anybody. You know what I mean? And there have been African Americans out there, to be fair, who have called it out. And there are a lot of Chicanos out there who have made videos on YouTube who've called out the attacks on the street vendors, but at the same time want to have a peaceful solution. They don't want this to escalate into more problems because at the end of the day, racial intolerance, especially within people of color, within communities that are colonized and communities that are going through a lot of bullshit, it's not going to help. It's just going to further destroy us and further give other people the ammunition to see. You see, those stupid ass fucking blacks and Latinos are retarded idiots that are killing each other like dumbasses. It's just going to give them that excuse. Now, I don't know if black and brown unity can work, but I think black and brown coexistence could work because we are a damaged people. We are a colonized people, and we are a people who have been through a lot of stuff over the years. And I think in order for there to be unity, there has to be unity within blacks and unity within Chicanos, Raza, Latinos, because we have a lot of divisions like the North and South, and we have divisions between Chicanos and Mexicanos and people from Central America and so forth. And the same thing with the black community. There's a lot of black on black crime between gangs, drug dealers, and so forth. So I think there can be a coexistence with all of us. I think we have to look beyond discrimination. I think we have to call out this bullshit. I think sometimes black people, and I hate to say this, but I think sometimes you guys hate to be called out on this kind of stuff. But the reality is, someone like me, I don't really care whether you like it or not. I'm going to call out something when I see it's wrong. Anyone can be wrong. A black person can be wrong. A Latino person can be wrong. A Mexican can be wrong. An Asian can be wrong. And when they're wrong, it's better to point it out. And if you're wrong, accept that you're wrong, own up to it, and change it. And to, the OGs, the black OGs, my brothers that are, elders in the community, speak to your youth, man. Protect your youth. Because this is only going to get them killed or going to get them hurt or going to get more discrimination against them for the future, man. And do you really want that? Do you really want to live in a state like California that is majority Latino and Asian with everyone hating you? I mean, seriously, why would you want to even destroy a bridge like that? You know what I mean? And create barriers around your community like that. That makes no fucking sense. Same thing with Latinos, man. It's up to us, the older, the adults, the elders, to talk to our youth, to prevent them from going down the wrong trap, to prevent them from going down the wrong lifestyle, to prevent them from becoming racist, hateful, bigoted people. If I have kids, I don't want them to be hateful and bigoted. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Asian community. It's up to the Asians to talk to their youth about racism, about discrimination, about intolerance. It's up to us, man. Because that's the only way we're going to change things, man. Not violence, not like, oh, that black guy attacked a Latino, so now we got to attack all black people. Or that Mexican attacked a black person, so now we got to attack all Mexicans. No, that's not going to solve anything, man. It's crazy that in the past, like during the Chicano movement and the Black Power movement, we worked together. There were a lot of Asians who were supportive of the Black Panthers. Richard Aoki was one of the guys who helped arm the Black Panthers with their guns. There's been a lot of coexistence, a lot of work. I've had a lot of black homies, Asian homies. I'll give you a perfect example. My niece's quinceañera last year, half of the attendants were black, and a few of them were Asian too. You know what I mean? Because we have friends of all races. And in the Bay Area, I think the problem is not as big as it is in Southern California or in Los Angeles. But those problems can emerge even here. And there can be big problems here as well. And I don't want to see those problems because those problems are not going to solve anything, whether they're in LA, whether they're in the Bay, whether they're in the West Coast, the East Coast, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Chicago, Florida, wherever. You know what I mean? Take your pick. We don't have to love each other, but we have to coexist. We live in California. We live amongst each other. A lot of times, black and brown live in the same hoods. If there's no black and brown unity, there could at least be a good coexistence, a black and brown coexistence and friendship, man. Because at the end of the day, that's all we have, man. Why give us more hell than we already have? And that's all I really have to say. This is Oakland Latinos United. Give him my peace. Late.